All right, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install a rear sway bar in your 1994-1999 Toyota Celica. So obviously you have your sway bar. You got a sway bar end link here on this side. You got a sway bar end link here on this side, which is this thing right here. Also, you have two bushing brackets right there. And those don't look to be in the best condition, but I'm gonna do my best to get them off. So let's go ahead and start by unbolting the both of these sway bar links. So on my end, the bolts are gonna be 17 millimeters. They could be different because I did put aftermarket sway bar end links, aftermarket in the sense of OE aftermarket. So I bought them for the OEM fitment, but they are sometimes using different bolt sizes. So right now it's a 17 mil. It might be different for you, so yeah. All right, so I just removed the two bolts for the sway bar bracket on this side. So they're two 12 millimeters, and you're gonna wanna get an extension. You just get your extension and your wrench or whatever you got. Make sure you break them loose with the ratchet first, and then what you do is you get your extensions with your impact or something, and you put them on there, and you obviously just loosen them. So go ahead and do that, and I'm going to go take apart the other side. All right, so here I am laying underneath the car. On the other side, I got my 3/8 ratchet with my extensions and my 12 mil. So just go ahead and break that loose. I'm gonna need to use two hands, but go ahead and break that loose. And then, yeah. All right, now, in order to remove this, I think, well, I clearly have to unbolt these sway bar end links on the inside. So go ahead and remove your bushing. Remove the bushing from the actual sway bar. Actually, I might keep these because they're not bad. So go ahead and remove that bushing. Looks like someone put tape on them to try and clear the clearance gap or whatever. Go ahead and remove that. Then go ahead and get that 17 millimeter you had before, whatever socket you used to take off the top part, and put on the bottom one, and get that loose so you can take this off. Probably should have did this while it was bolted down, but that's tight. Holy crap. How the hell did I even get that on there? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a wrench with more leverage. Now, I never actually removed one of these rear sway bars before, but the way it's looking, it looks like I gotta take it out from the other side. Or else I have to drop the filler neck on the gas tank, which is not something I want to do because I think I have a full tank, so not what I want to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay here, see if I can wiggle it out a little bit. All right, so just from looking at it here, that sway bar is not moving in any direction. So as you can see, it's hitting pretty much everything, the exhaust, the gas tank. I can't slide it straight out. I can't bend it out of the way. It looks like I could get it out maybe this way if I remove this entire spindle assembly. But yeah, I would have to remove this entire spindle assembly in order to do that. So that might be just what I have to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking this apart over here. Maybe just enough to get this knuckle off. I don't know if those control arms are gonna wanna move. I'm gonna give it my best shot. I'm probably gonna unbolt that lower control arm and this one right here to see if I can get this knuckle to move enough out of the way. I might have to unbolt the coil over too. So after this, I'm gonna have to give the car an alignment, but that's all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and keep you posted. It's no good. Broken. Alright, so I was able to get the old sway bar out, and that is the new sway bar. But I made a problem. So I had to remove the coil over, take a bunch of stuff out, take a bunch of bolts out, and essentially I broke a piece on my gas tank. I broke the evap vent valve off. So I broke that right there. See that right there? That's broke. And this is the other half. Right here. It was rotted, and right when the sway bar hit it, it just fucking broke it. So I have to come up with a way to get that out. But as you can see, there are these 3 Phillips heads that are completely fucking rotted. So I have no idea how in the hell I'm supposed to fix that. But yeah, so that's fucking shitty. So I gotta order a new one of those. Fuck. Okay, well, that's really fucking shit. I'm gonna start by remove this. This was an install video and I completely failed. So, yeah. So now it's just gonna be a fucking fix all the shit I broke video. Yeah. Sorry. I thought it was gonna be in depth and in detail, but not anymore. All right. So, tried getting those Phillips head screws out. They're not coming out. But I have another solution. What if I JB weld that hole, take that off, take my fuel pump sender out of the gas tank completely out, bring it over here, drill a hole through the top, put a rubber hose on the top like fuel line or vacuum line, and vent it down off the side of the tank and zip tie it, and that will be my new vent valve. Because I don't, given my circumstances, I'm not going to be able to fix that here right now. So yeah, it just, I can't drop the tank. I literally, I think I have like a full tank. You know, my exhaust is one piece because people who make a custom exhaust system nowadays are fucking idiots, and they don't like using flanges for some reason. They just welding one entire piece so you can't remove it. And I can't really lower the tank here anyway, and it just wouldn't make any sense. So the easiest solution would just be to putty that up with some JB Weld, take my fuel sender out over here, drill a hole through the top, put a vacuum hose in the top, put it back in, have the hose vent off the side of the tank and zip tie it down, and that will be my new vent. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and put that new sway bar in and see if I can finish. Probably not, the sun's gonna go down, but see how much I can get done. All right, so it's dark out outside, but I have to install brake lines. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I was gonna do the rear sway bar, but I think I need some light in order to do that. Maybe I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the brake lines first, get all the brakes back together and everything, and then I can work on the sway bar. Yeah, so let me go ahead and do that. So the ones on the left are apparently shorter than the ones on the right. What am I saying? So I have 2 sets of brake lines, and one is longer than the other. These are longer. These ones. So I'm assuming maybe these are the rear. I don't know. I have to look and see which ones are which and which ones fit which. But yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and install these. right, so this is where I'm at right now. I'm putting the fender on. I got it bolted down there at the bottom. When I put the skirt on, it's gonna help push up that crease over there so it lines up better. I got it to line up pretty good all the way over here until the front part. Now over here, I had to do some cutting, and as you can see, this isn't my best work, but it does indeed work. So what I did was I put this bracket here, and just so I don't have all the pressure pushing on one point on the fender and ends up breaking the fiberglass, I put this piece of wood here to kind of increase the surface area so it doesn't just crush that piece. And I kind of use that as a shim. So what exactly it is I'm doing here is now, when I shut the hood, it lines up perfectly all the way down. So now I just need to go ahead and put a screw in it, and then it even lines up pretty decently here with the actual hood itself. Not too bad for just a fiberglass mold. So after I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put the side skirt back on, see how it all looks, and then yeah, that's about it. And then I gotta do the other side, obviously, but if the sun doesn't go down, I'm gonna work on putting the rear sway bar in. And then after I put all the rear suspension back together, I'm gonna put the rear brake lines on. Then I think the last thing I'm gonna do is put this rear bumper on. I might just end up drilling these out right here, or taking them out somehow, I don't know, and just zip tie the front bumper on the fiberglass, because I don't know, I feel like just screwing it in, I'd rather have a quick release if need be. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. All right, so I stripped both my gas tank bolt straps. So I'm kind of working one in, threading it in, like backing it out, threading it in, backing it out, threading it in, so I can make my new threads on one side. The other side's completely stripped out. I don't know if it's just the bolt or if it's the threads on the body. It's clips, or it's the body is threaded, and that's the thread holes. So it's not like there's a clip I can replace to bolt it back up. But I am trying to figure out what to do here. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep working at it and then see where I come to, and hopefully I didn't just screw myself completely, because that would not be good. If your gas tank bolt strap thread hole is stripped, you might as well just get a new car, because I don't have a tap and die and I can't fix the hole. I was thinking maybe I can thread a self-tapper in there somehow. I don't know, it's gonna have to be a long self-tapper, so no idea. I'm just gonna keep working at it and see where I end up. All right, I got the gas tank back in, and why is my camera mount so loose? Well, I got the gas tank back in, and holy crap, was that a pain in the butt. I ended up just making my own bolt holes with a bracket to hold the tank back in place. I stripped out the main hole. Kind of sucks. 110% my fault. If the bolt was lined up just a little straighter and I tried threading it in by hand, I wouldn't have stripped it. But silly me, tried using my impact gun to just zap the bolt back up. But in a perfect world, if I had a really straight shot at it, it would have worked. But the world's not perfect, and I screwed that up. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten all these rear suspension back together, and then I am going to put my rear brakes on, rear brake lines. Hopefully the sun doesn't go down too fast. I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now before it does that, and catch you guys when I'm all set.